Run away, you say, no one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious.
And welcome everybody to the Digital Speakeasy. We are joined today by some fabulous people. First off, making his Digital Speakeasy debut after almost a full year in quarantine, Mr. Zach Berger. Hello, Zach. How are you, sir?
Hey, Tommy. I'm well. Thanks so much for having me.
Excellent. And we have two fantastic humans from the myFace organization, Miss Stephanie Paul. Hello, Stephanie.
Hi.
And the lovely Karen Lazarus. Hello, Karen. How are you?
Nice to see you all.
Karen is also well fitted in this show as she's an at-home bartender as well. Mixes up some gems. So we'll get to that later on in the month. But super excited to bring all these fine folks together. We're talking about a fabulous organization that is very close to my heart, which is the myFace organization. And as you guys know from the Digital Speakeasy throughout the last year, wild to say that we've been focusing our attention to the World Central Kitchen and hospitality. But as Zach is going to discuss in a little bit, Edrington as a whole is all about giving more. And we don't just give more to one charity. We spread that wealth all around. And we are blessed that Miss Valerie Marks and Mr. Zach Berger were kind enough to bring the myFace organization to attention and showcase it to the powers that be at Edrington. And for you guys that don't understand the way that Edrington kind of flows, I am going to bring Zach and his fabulous hair and blazer onto the screen to educate us about the Giving More project. So what is it, Zach? What is Giving More at Edrington?
Well, thank you, Tommy. And again, it's really lovely to be here with Stephanie and Karen. We're really happy to have everyone here today to just talk about this great program that we're going to be working on for the next month. And I've been working with Edrington as a brand ambassador for the past 3+ years. And one of the parts of working for this incredible organization is one of our pillars. Our pillars are great people, leading brands, and giving more. And giving more is really why we're here today, is because we want to be able to give back to the community as much as we can. And that is something that is spread about throughout all different types of communities, lifestyles, and consumers, and just people, to be able to make sure that we can do something a little bit more to give back as much as we possibly can. Edrington Americas and Edrington as a global company is controlled by what is called the Robertson Trust, which is the largest charitable trust in Scotland, founded by three sisters almost 60 years ago, who were philanthropists. They were interesting by virtue of what their father had done, had made all these really great donations and built these foundations anonymously. And they wanted to give back to the community as much as they possibly can. So Edrington, through the Robertson Trust, is able to give back hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars every year. Fast forwarding to where that falls into where we are today, as Tommy's going to talk about in a little bit with regards to his beautiful family, I was someone that really didn't know anything about craniofacial differences, didn't know about myFace, didn't know really about this incredible community that existed, up until just a couple of months ago. And a lot of that is thanks to Tommy and Ashley and Arho and Ray for, really just sharing their story and the experience of how a family is able to go through this process, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And I was chatting with my colleague, Valerie Marks, about, what can we do? And the beauty of our company is that the company encourages us to find our own kind of causes and our own sort of thing to give back a little bit. And so we, by virtue of Edrington Americas, wanted to just share our love and share our thanks for all the really incredible work that Karen and Stephanie do with the team at myFace, and this incredible story that Tommy was sharing. So if you haven't seen it already, Edrington will be double matching up to $25,000 for everything that we raise through the month of March. This is the first of just several virtual events that we're going to have throughout the month to really introduce you to the myFace team, introduce you to the Edrington team. We're going to have several incredible people from our Edrington family as well as the myFace family coming on in the next couple of weeks to tell you more about who we are and what we do. So again, to the three of you and everybody who's tuning in, thank you so much for joining us.
Great to be here.
Thank you very much, Zach. As my lovely bride said, beautifully said, and she did correct your name. She was quick with that. So.
Thank you, Ashley.
Hello to Mr. Mark Brumfeld. I saw that you got it going on in the chats right now, so thank you. And yes, myFace, thank you for putting that out there. You can certainly donate at myface.org/Edrington, and we'll be running this throughout the entire month. And like Zach said, we have some really exciting guests that are going to be coming up for you and telling their stories of what is going on. Speaking of telling stories, and Zach being the kind fellow that he is, he's going to learn a little bit and educate you guys about the lovely stories of Miss Stephanie Paul. So, Zach, I will open up the door for you, and you could take on over as a Sir co-host and let the lovely Stephanie explain to our viewers what she has going on.
I'll do it. And so, Stephanie, the place I want to start is where I was just a couple of months ago. The things that I knew about craniofacial differences was minimal. And so I really would like to start with that. What are craniofacial differences? And as we move forward to that, how does myFace and you within myFace work towards creating a better community?
Okay, I can start there for sure, but I do want to first say thank you to you both, Tommy and Zach, and to Edrington for your incredible generosity. This just means the world to us to be working with you and have the opportunity to raise these funds over the next several weeks. So my heartfelt thanks to you for that. And I guess thanks on behalf of the craniofacial community. What is that? What's a craniofacial anomaly, syndrome, issue, difference? There's a lot of different ways that we say it, but it's basically anything that impacts the head, the face, and that can be on the outside, on the inside. It can impact hearing. What we know it most often to be is a cleft lip, cleft palate. But every year, 7,000 children in this country are born with a craniofacial difference. And again, most of them are cleft lip and palate, but there are many, many other orphan syndromes, Treacher-Collins, Crouzons. There's so many different issues that have very, very severe impacts, and children have to do 20, 30 surgeries over the course of their childhood and even their life. And these issues can impact so many things: their breathing, their swallowing, their ability to hear, their ability to see. And most importantly, it impacts how people see them. And that's something that we really strive to raise awareness about. And if you see somebody who looks different, that doesn't mean they don't have capacity or they're not smart or that there's something wrong with them. And one of the things we really want to raise awareness about is to, understand that and approach people with kindness and with caring. So that, I hope that answers what is craniofacial.
Absolutely. That was perfect. And I think that the best place to go from here is, what does myFace do with regards to that?
Yeah. So our mission is to change faces, transform lives. We do that in 3 different ways. We support access to comprehensive care. We know that comprehensive care, meaning working with a team that looks holistically at an individual, is really what's most impactful. So providing access to comprehensive care. And one of the main ways we do that is we provide support to NYU Langone Health and have developed the myFace Center for Craniofacial Care there. It's the gold standard in craniofacial care. And we're very proud of the work that we've done there. And for 70 years, we've been working at that institution, providing support for many, 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 many families. The next way that we really help is around direct services that we provide. So we have apartments available in New York City for families who are coming for treatment. and it's very expensive to stay in a hotel. Oftentimes we have families that have to stay for many days, many weeks. And so we provide free apartments. We have a partnership with Southwest Airlines where we provide free transportation for people who are traveling within the country to come to New York. We also just launched an incredible program on Tuesday with a nonprofit called Welcome Baby. So it's the myFace Welcome Baby program, and we're providing craniofacial care kits that have in a box everything a new mom needs for the first 4 weeks of their baby's life: diapers, ointments, things to wear, but most importantly, bottles that they need. Dr. Brown's makes these special bottles.
And can I tag in with that and say that that box was such a lifesaver? And it was to walk out of NYU, and what you guys do there is phenomenal, and gold standard is an understatement. Like, it's a godsend for what you guys have set up and what you guys do. But that package and that welcoming box, we were blown away when we got home. It was absolutely amazing, and especially the bottles, the specific nipples for feeding. Going through this, it's terrifying. You want your child to be fed, you want your child to be nourished. You have no idea what's going to happen until the child gets here, and that box took away such anxiety with like just the smallest little things, like you're saying, the ointments, the diapers, the wipes, the smallest things. Just walking out of my first appointment there with Ashley and with Harlan and holding on to that box, like just like coming out like this, like a tourist in New York for the first time, working at a Grand Central. I just didn't know what was in it. And I had car seat, box, I had all this paperwork, I had all this thing to go, but I just thank you for those boxes and for setting it up. It is absolutely
Oh, well, I'm glad. I mean, we're really excited to, and these are, I know that you got special bottles when you were at NYU, but now we're offering these to other institutions around the country because there's families everywhere who need help. They need these. They need this support. I don't want to overtake the conversation, but I just want to mention the third way we really work with the community is to build the community. I've only been with myFace a little over a year, and what shocks me is when I meet somebody who says, I've never met another person with a cleft. I've never met another person with a craniofacial difference. And then I say to myself, why is that? How are we not reaching across the country to let folks know there's a community there for them? Because it's nice to talk to somebody else who's been through the same situation. So it's about raising awareness, providing educational programming. Last night we had a webinar program where we talked about why prenatal counseling is vital before you have your baby. So if you learn in utero, you have a baby with an issue, you need comprehensive prenatal counseling so that you can have the best outcomes possible. So those are just a few of the ways. I mean, obviously you can go to our website, myface.org, and learn the many, many different things that we do. But I have to say it is a tremendous honor for me to be a part of this team and just be building programs and reaching as many families as we possibly can each day.
That's so great. And you mentioned that you've been with the team for just around a year. So give us a little insight about your background. How did you find yourself now with myFace? What does that journey look like for you?
Yeah, well, this is career number 3 for me. So it's amazing you can do that in 25 years, do 3 careers. But I've been in nonprofit for almost 20 years. And when this opportunity came up, I just had to jump at it. I have a nephew who was born with 22q deletion. So that's a chromosome deletion that caused him to have a cleft palate when he was born. He is amazing. He's just an incredible young man. And so it really spoke to me to be helping others get what they need, get the support they need, and really comprehensive care. It is so important that it's not just a surgery. The child has the surgery, but then they may have speech issues.
Mhm.
They may have eating issues. Nutrition is vital. So having that team is how you're going to have the best outcome. And we believe every individual who's impacted by a craniofacial difference can have a good outcome. I'll just say one quick thing. One area I didn't hit on, because we talked about children born with a craniofacial difference. We also have many stories of people who have been impacted because of a disease, maybe cancer of the jaw or something like that, or a car accident. There are other accidents and injuries that can also cause a craniofacial difference. So we're here to support that part of the community as well. That's
so wonderful. And I'm especially excited about that because you just answered like the 3 of the next questions that I had, which is so beautiful. So I'm going to just take a moment to just remind everybody who's tuning in that you can absolutely support myFace. You can definitely go to the website myface.org. You can learn about the charity. You can learn about the team. You can learn about everything that they're doing. And there's a little bit of a pop-up that allows for you to make the direct donation to the program that we're doing. If not, right down at the bottom of the screen, myface.org/Edrington. Definitely go and check that out. Edrington is double matching everything up to a total donation of $25,000. So every dollar goes absolutely a little bit more than normal. So Stephanie, thank you so much for sharing a little bit of your background with us. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you.
Absolutely. Back to you, Tommy.
Thank you very much, Zach. And thank you, Stephanie. That's amazing. And before we started off, you guys saw that the lovely pre-show photos of all of our beautiful faces up there. And Stephanie made sure to include her nephew on that picture as well, which was awesome. But back to our regularly scheduled program. Ms. Karen Lazarus, how are you, love?
I am good.
Excellent.
I'm pleased to be here. Thank you so much. It's wonderful to meet you all.
Thank you. And just to touch base also on what Stephanie was saying, I actually shared this live with 2 of the groups that we've been a part of. I'm a part of the Cleft Dad Facebook group, as well as the Cleft Lip and Palate Awareness group on Facebook, and it's been huge. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because you need someone to talk to. It's great. We loved walking into the office of NYU just to see other parents and be like, what's going on with you guys? How are they latching? Which Dr. browser are you using? Or 1 or 2? And like those questions, it really is phenomenal. So, and it goes a long way to have that. But Karen, yeah, it's funny that I know that we spoke that you start off with Smile Train, and it's when, as a parent, when you first find out that your child's going to have this craniofacial difference, you don't know what to do. And the first thing that what really sucked was that I was not in the room to figure this out for the scan because of COVID. I wasn't allowed to be there. So Ashley was there by herself, and she came home and she's like, I got some news. This is what it's going to be. So it was double hard for Ashley to want to hear it by herself, but to also deliver this news to the most sensitive human being that's 280 pounds and knows how to box. So it was double time for her. But the first thing that they said was, don't research it. Like, don't look it up. You're going to drive yourself crazy. So first thing Ashley and I did was went and researched everything, and they were right. But in terms of like scaring yourself, but it led us to these different organizations and it led us to this Facebook group. And the Facebook group is actually what allowed us to go and get in front of NYU because we didn't know where to go, and it wasn't our first option. And the Facebook group allowed us to go there. So how is it that you guys get this information out to the people that are even looking for it? Because it's difficult to find these organizations even when you're looking for it. How do you get the good word out there, being from Smile Train and being from myFace now?
Well, we are making an effort on our website to put all of that information out there. We're providing resources for families. We are providing support groups that Dina Zuckerberg from myFace holds. And we work with the people at NYU to inform families so that they know that there is a group that they can join, so that they know that they're part of a community. One of the things we want to make sure is to tell people that we are there for them throughout their whole entire journey, whether you're a parent, whether you are a patient, whether you are a sibling, we are there for everyone. And we try to make sure that everyone knows that they have a place at myFace.
Amazing. And it's a great place to have a place, if I must say so. And what got you into this line of work? What got you? Is Smile Train and myFace the only organizations you've worked with craniofacial differences, or have there been more?
No, actually, I started at Smile Train back when Smile Train, no one knew who Smile Train was, and they used to get it mixed up with Operation Smile. So we were like a little mom and pop when I first was at Smile Train, and we had just launched. So I was there for about 10 years and met some wonderful people, and it gave me a real insight into craniofacial, specifically cleft work, and Smile Train's focus was, international. And then after leaving Smile Train, I worked at another organization for another surgical organization where we helped children with cataract blindness, club feet, other types of conditions that could be surgically intervened. And then I came back to myFace, and actually my circle with cleft and craniofacial came back home. So I've been here now for about 3 years, just a little shy of 3 years. And what I love working at myFace is being able to see the patients and the families, and being able to connect with them, because I know what kind of an impact we can make on these families, and hearing their stories, and meeting them in person, seeing how they go throughout their journey, and what we learn so much from them, and what we can do for them, and how we can improve what it is that we do for families. And right now we're expanding so much of our programs and reaching many more people. We're going across the country now. So it's very exciting, all the work that we are doing. I think Stephanie touched on some of the new programs that we're doing, from the webinars to the welcome baby kits to our virtual support groups, which are now, we have people, I think, from out of the country on our support groups. So we are really trying to touch people who are not only in this tri-state area, but know that that myFace is there for you, whether you're in New York, whether you're in California, or whether you're in Kenya. So
it's awesome. And with the new baby support, I was notified by my wife in the chat that that's a new program, and we did have one of those boxes, but I guess that it might not have been from you guys, but whoever put that together, we appreciated it and we loved it. So thank you.
Well, you know what it was, Tommy, that's the group we've partnered with. So Welcome Baby was the group that organized it, but we've adjusted it and added the bottles and the Dr. Brown's Happy Passy, and it's all being funded now. myFace is supporting Welcome Baby in delivering those. So we're working together. It's a partnership. So
it's a team now. Got it.
It's absolutely, and that's something that's important to us as a nonprofit, is working with other. We don't need to be experts in everything. We're not experts in delivery of baby kits. Welcome Baby is, so we partner with them. And so that's a really important thing, sort of finding those other nonprofits, especially now in this really difficult time, to see how we can collaborate to deliver programs and services that are needed across the board. And I think as difficult as the last year has been, it has really allowed us to be nimble and do this pivot and go virtual in a way we've never would have moved this quickly. And it's a wonderful thing out of something that's really horrible.
Mm-hmm. And there's definitely, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Karen.
No, I just wanted to say that one of the other things that we are actively doing is educating people, but not only educating them on conditions, but we are doing a lot of public awareness and educating people on differences and acceptance and what it's like to have craniofacial difference. So we have a Wonder program that we are launching throughout schools throughout the United States. And it's based on the book Wonder, about a young boy, Augie Pullman, who was born with Preacher Collins. And we do presentations to schools and try to educate kids on the importance of choosing kind and being an upstander, not a bystander. Because a lot of the children that we serve, they do undergo bullying, or they are they feel isolated because of their difference, and we don't want people to have to feel like that. We want people to know that you can be strong, and that you have a community, and that you have people that are going to stand up for you. As we try to instill that in the students that we're doing these presentations for, and it's a wonderful program right now.
So
awesome.
I have a question to follow up on that. So what else? You're doing so much, and so what else can someone who's not directly involved with the charity do? Yes, obviously, raising money and being able to donate to a charity definitely helps. But what are some other things? If somebody can't make a donation, what's something that they can do in lieu of that to still contribute to the community?
Well, there are three specific things. As Karen said, the Wonder Project, if you have a school-age child or connection to a school that would be interested in bringing us in, let us know, because we can go to your school virtually. The other is we are in the process of creating our spring, we call it our spring fundraiser right now. It's sort of to be named because everyone used to have a gala. We don't have a gala, and we will be having that virtual iteration of that program in June and participating in that. And what's exciting about that is we delivered a virtual talent show last year where our kids and young adults performed. And so that's going to be the basis of this particular program. So keep an eye out for that. And then most importantly is our Races for Faces peer-to-peer fundraising event that we do in September. Again, virtual, but we had an incredible event last year. You can get your friends and your family together and start a team. You can walk, you can run, you can sit on your couch. It doesn't matter. But if you come together and help us raise awareness and funds, I mean, it's a really exciting event. I mean, obviously in this virtual world, it's challenging. We can't wait to get back when we can really start getting people involved in different ways. So I think those are, Karen, did I miss anything that you think we should?
No, those are the three big ways to help. Absolutely.
Great.
Yeah.
And it's that exact reason the virtual is how the digital speakeasy was built. And our motto is you do have to go home, but you could stay here. And it's the opposite of what you normally hear in a bar. So it is a place for it. And the Races for Faces was our first introduction to myFace. And that was the first time that we took Harlan out. Like, we had her in our carriage and we brought her to Bronxville Park. And we did a nice little walk around Bronxville Park, and we were streaming live from our phone, and it was beautiful. It was, given the times, obviously we all want to be around people. We want to give hugs. We want, we want to have that personal effect. That virtual event was fantastic. And being so early on with what was going on, especially what Zach and I have been doing virtually, it motivated me as well. And it got me going with a lot of the stuff that we've done on this channel with the digital speakeasy. So thank you guys for that awesome event.
Well, and you guys are an amazing story as well. You're the myFace story, because you guys stayed in the apartments too, did you not?
So I was going to mention that the apartments were full, and you guys then went and got us a hotel room.
Good.
And we were all set up, we were ready to go, and we were so terrified the night before of the surgery. It's like at the last hour we decided to stay home because we didn't want just one more thing to send us through the roof. And we were like, where's she gonna sleep? Like, we're just gonna be locked in a room at 5 o'clock when she goes to bed. When we have this much anxiety, we can't do it. So we audible away from it. But yeah, you guys went above and beyond for us and took care of us very well. And we didn't cash in on it, but we were very very appreciative of it. And literally just that offer put us at ease, being that these people are complete strangers and they have our best interest in mind and just want to take care of us. It's awesome. And I'm that typical New Yorker, born and raised in Brooklyn. It's like, why are you being nice to me? What do you want? You know, it's have a nice day. Like, don't tell me what to do. We're skeptical over here, but it was beautiful to have that, and beautiful to have such support from, I said in the video that we did for you guys as well, just from complete strangers. You know, I've yet to meet both of you in public, in person. I mean, and I love you both like family, just because of the love that you have for Harlan. You know, it's not many people that I haven't met yet be like, the picture of her skinny jeans on that Ashley put. That's amazing. Like it's and the support groups, like you're saying, and to raise awareness for and to help, that helped me so much. Those support groups on Facebook really helped. I probably didn't handle it the best that I could have, and those groups helped me, and myFace definitely helped me with everything they set up at NYU, and it was our safe space. We looked forward to going in there and seeing Pat and Dr. Flores and everyone there, because it was just a family feel. It was fantastic.
And I think, just to add on, if people want to maybe be part of myFace or learn more, they could engage with us on social media, which is great because we're always posting events or information, and it's a way for people to also engage with us. So if you can't make a donation, engage with us on social media, our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And
as Ashley
see wonderful stories of some of the patients we highlight, some of the families, and some of the programs that we're doing.
It's probably the only non-work email that I get regularly that I actually read. You know, like everything else that you're getting from it, I will always sit down and read those. I'm like, okay, this is good. This is going to be a good one. I enjoy getting the fix of the different families coming on in. Yeah. And as Ashley said, myFace is your adopted family that choose to be a part of your challenges. And that's really special. And that actually brings me to my next question. Being in this field, you see many things. How do you have the patience? Like, how do you not, like, I get upset if I lose a cocktail placement. You know, I don't understand how you guys could deal with the amount of families that you're dealing with. Like, what's your version of peace? What keeps you motivated to keep involved in this? Like, obviously the help and all that, but you guys see some very tough stories as well. How do you keep the engine moving with that? How do you have the bandwidth? It's beyond impressive, and it's beautiful. I'm always curious to know. And Ashley said it when we left, like, Pat is one of our favorite humans as well from NYU. It's like, how does she do this? Every time we walk in here, she's the happiest person in the world. If I don't have a cup of coffee in the morning, I am a miserable human. Pat, I don't even think needs coffee. She just runs, and you guys are on that same level. So what keeps the engines running for you guys?
Well, I think it's people like you and families like you that's what keeps us going, because it's seeing the impact of the work that we do, and connecting with you, and just engaging with you to know that you are going along in your journey, and that you're getting care, and that you're getting support, and how can we help? I think that's what motivates us, is seeing how you transition, and how you're able to, with little Harlan, how she's going to, grow now with her cleft repaired, and I think it's those families that keep us going and inspire us.
It's funny how that works and just bounces back off. You know, it's you're our inspiration, then we become yours. That's beautiful. It really is. Yeah, I'm gonna do my best not to have to turn my camera off with that one too. So I'm just Zach, take it over. But it's
let me, if I can add to that. I think one of the things that really keeps me motivated, I love the work, I love what I do, and the families and the people we get to meet, but I think about with the people we meet, especially being in New York, and a lot of people who are well educated, they have capacity, they are in the heart of things. And then I think about the family in someplace else where they're not having access to, world-class health care in this country. And I know that that's true all over the world, but I think about it in this country alone and just feel a tremendous obligation. And, we need to serve these families. Because you imagine how scared you were and, but knowing your capacity, think about a family where maybe English isn't their first language, or they're in an institution where they don't even know what to do with a baby with a cleft, let alone, Collins or something more severe. And knowing that those families are out there, we have to help them.
And just being, again, on that cleft group, we would have to be in the city once a week and to go to make sure that our taping was going right. The size of the stent that was in her nose was always right, that everything was coming on together. And it's a thing when you have to get a child into a car. You don't realize what a trip 15 minutes away is. That takes 45 minutes of prep. That takes understanding when she's going to wake up from the nap, understanding when she's going to have to nap, potential of traffic, and if that's going to affect the nap. And if it affects the nap, how grumpy Ashley is going to be, because she naps when the baby naps. So she needs to nap, but it's all of that. And we only had to go a half hour. Yeah. As New York started opening back up, it became the normal 2.5 hours with traffic in New York. I see people on the cleft groups, and I was speaking to a gentleman, and he was in the Detroit Lakes, and it was a 3.5 hour commute to his cleft team. Mm-hmm. So that's 7 hours once a week for up to 3 months. Yeah. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. It really is. And to fall back on the question, and the person, when Ashley first found out about Harlan's cleft, to say don't research it. For us as parents, like, how do we better educate these people? Like, yeah, send this to you. Like, why are you telling me not to research it? Please just send me to myFace, send me to Smile Train, send me to people that know what they're doing. Instead of it, that's some awareness that we need as well, and that's something that Ashley and I want to do. And that's why we want to be a part of all this as well. Just to get, when Harlan came out, I think Ashley and I knew more about the cleft and the palate than just people in the delivery room. They didn't understand the difference between a gum notch and a cleft palate. So they told us that she had a cleft palate, but it was really a gum notch, and it wasn't a palate. Mm-hmm. So it's just wild. Like, there's so much information out there, and there's so many amazing people like you. It's just it's kind of like I don't even know how to describe it, but from the people at and outside of the cleft community, outside of the craniofacial differences community, just in the delivery rooms, in the nurse practitioner offices, like, I would love for these people to have the information that Karen, Stephanie, Dina, that all you guys have as well. It's
as would we, and that's why we're working so hard to raise money, because we feel there's a tremendous opportunity to do more, that we need to do more. There's not enough yet, and so we have a lot of work to do, and with support from generous donors, we can do that work. And so that's really, so what can you do? I know people often want to do more than make a gift, but every gift is vitally important to our work.
Absolutely. And it's just for parents like Ashley and I, just that's the reason to go on to this page and take advantage of the awesome double matching that Edrington is putting out for this amazing organization. These, as you guys could tell in the last 45 minutes, some really fine human beings that are doing God's work, that are helping out complete strangers and helping out parents. And that's the reason to go out there and put your money into someone else's pocket. There are so many people that need it. We see so many people, like Ashley and I are so blessed with the way our situation went, and we wouldn't change a thing. We wouldn't change our clefts. We wouldn't change anything. We'd want everything to be exactly the same, just with the people that we met and the grit that it definitely built upon our daughter and with us too. It's Ashley and I learned a lot about each other going through this too. So in the middle of a pandemic, she saw me every day. She probably couldn't wait for me to get back to work, and also to be going through things like this. It's wild, but this is why we're doing this. This is why throughout the month of March, Edrington will be double matching up to $25,000 for this amazing organization.
And Tommy, we're going to have a lot of really great people on for the rest of the month as well. Of course, Stephanie and Karen are going to come back with us. Dina's going to join us. We have some really incredible people from the Edrington community. Mark Bromfeld, who's our Director of Corporate Affairs and Social Responsibility. Chris Spalding, who's the Edrington America's CEO, is going to be able to join us with some of the families that have worked with myFace and have really been involved in the community. Valerie Marks and David DeFazio from Wyoming Whiskey are going to come on from our brands and talk about their experience. David DeFazio is coming on with his daughter to talk with Tommy, and it's all going to be happening all month. So if today is not the day, but somewhere later in the month where you're able to join in and support myFace. Again, the website's just down at the bottom here, but it's myface.org/Edrington. Definitely go and check out those websites.
And it's amazing how small the community is, and 1 in 700 is quite often, that it's, and like you were saying, Stephanie, like you really never met someone with, it's wild to think. And the people just inside of our company alone, the first time that we posted about what was going on with Harlan's lip and what we were doing, and as we were on the drive to NYU to meet with the team to get her stint and her tape done for the first time, Mark Brumfield called me, and he told me his story about his daughter and the palate and everything he went through and what it was. And he sent me pictures of her and how beautiful she is and how you would never know and how she's never going to know. And it put me at such ease. And David DeFazio as well. He called me from Wyoming Whiskey. And obviously companies are companies. You work with people. These are people that don't have to call me. These are very high up individuals in the company that it's not like Zach and I, these are guys that are way above our pay grade. So it was phenomenal to get these phone calls. And David broke down the same thing, how his daughter was born with a cleft palate. And David called me the day of her surgery and was like, I wish someone told me this prior to. This is what you're going to see post-op. This is something that no one's going to tell you. So this is what you have to get ready for. And just those small things, it's unreal. And this is what happens when these stories get out there. It puts people at ease because it's not difficult to get bad news, quote unquote. There's no such thing as bad news with a child. Every child's a gift. But there's no good way of understanding that there's going to be difficulties with this. And to have people like Mark, people like David, just reach out. Hey man, we went through this. This is what we did. This is what you need to know. It goes a long way. And this is all you guys do. And this is why, please donate to myFace. These stories make so many lives easier. And we will make these situations a lot more difficult than they really have to be. And with the right education out there and the right word out there and the right people putting the right words into the right people's mouths, life will be a lot easier for the parents, for the children, for everyone around them.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Tommy.
Yes.
Thank you. And Karen and Stephanie, is there any questions that Zach and I missed? Anything that you guys would like to get the word out for myFace? The spring fundraiser we look forward to. Ashley and I, our bandwidth is running a little low, but we are excited to be a part of this team as well. new parents and work getting back into the swing of things is rather difficult, but we are excited to be a part of the spring fundraiser. So obviously we'll push that as we develop our name and know exactly what we're going to be doing with it. But anything else that you would like to get out there, anything that you would like people to know about craniofacial differences, about myFace, about anything?
I just think it's coming to the website and knowing what the resources are. There are a lot of resources there, and we're building those as well. Like I said, we did a webinar last night that will be archived in a couple of weeks. We actually, as I said, about prenatal counseling, and it takes you through what's the roadmap, what do you need to know, what are the questions to ask. And I think one of the most important messages is that, I think you alluded to this, Tommy, you will come out on the other side, that meeting families that have come out on the other side, that there is a positive outcome, with the right care. And I think that makes a world of difference. So just really encouraging people to come to our website, know about the work we do, understand the work we do. Of course, reach out to us. We're always happy to talk to people. We love talking about our work. I hope that's clear, because that's all we seem to be doing is talking. But
that's why we have you here.
It's a privilege in my view, to do the work that we do.
I think one thing about myFace is it really signifies community. I think that's one of the biggest things that we try to emphasize, that we are there for patients and families and individuals, and they're there every step of the way, from the beginning when you're undergoing a surgery to years later. So we're always there. And I think whether it's community, the outside community, or whether it's the community of people who experience craniofacial differences, we're trying to build all of that.
And as a parent, it's appreciated, and we see it and we love it. And I am grateful and privileged to have this platform to spread the good word about it, and to have a company to get behind it as well, and to have beautiful, beautiful friends such as Zach and Valerie Marks for doing amazing, amazing work behind the scenes of putting this together. Zach just reaching out to me and, hey, this is the organization we're going to go with, right? It's myFace. These are the guys that you love. This is it. Valerie and I want to do this for you. We want to make sure we get it right. So Zach did a ton of homework and put all of the legwork into making this possible, as well as Valerie. So for Valerie and for Zach, thank you guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you, guys.
It's our pleasure, and it doesn't end here. This is just the first one of many we're going to do throughout the course of the month. These are all going to be on YouTube. So if you missed a part of it tonight, or you want to see a little bit more, or any of the other episodes, those are always going to be available on the myFace YouTube, as well as I think Tommy's going to have them available if you just want to check them out at home. Next Wednesday is the 17th. We're going to have Dina and Mark on here from both myFace and Edrington, as well as all of us on here, to just continue the conversation and keep it going. So we hope to see everybody next Wednesday at 6:30 Eastern time as well. And of course, every Wednesday and Friday up until the end of the month, we'll be running this program. So I hope everybody can join us and donate a little bit of money along the way.
Same. And I'm going to be hitting the gas, and I will be trying to my best to put as many drink recipes out there as possible alongside of the donation link. So you guys could have a nice little cocktail as you enjoy that money leaving your account for a good cause. Guys, please do us a favor, share this video, share the myFace story, share anything that you possibly can. Please follow Karen, follow Stephanie, follow Dina Zuckerberg. Talk about God's work. Dina's the face of myFace, and her stories and what she does. I cannot wait for her and Mark to talk next week. It's going to be amazing. And I really hope Mark wears his Halloween costume. That would be greatly appreciated. But and just to hear Mark's story the way he told it to me, to hear David's story, for Zach to reach out and have our CEO, Mr. Chris Spalding, going to be on this, explaining what Edrington does, and to raise up, it's beautiful. So please share this, follow all these people, follow all these stories. It's amazing. And for anyone that's listening inside of the cleft groups that we share this in, my wife Ashley and I please write us. I do my best to stay active in there because there were so many people that helped me when I was in a very, very, very dark time when I first figured out about this, and had complete strangers reach out to me on that cleft awareness group and told me that it was going to be okay, told me there was a light behind the end of the tunnel, you know? And with that, found our way to NYU, to our cleft family, to our second family, and found our way to an amazing group of people that made our daughter even more beautiful. She was beautiful already, but her forever smile is just a little different. But it's this is the way it gets done, guys. Just share, like, everything. Yes, Mark, Ted, please. I just saw you come on in. Please share the TED one. That was
that's what we're talking about. That's one we want.
Yes. But yeah, like, subscribe. Like Zach said, this will be on YouTube. This is going to live on the digital speakeasy. You will see Zach and I posting relentlessly throughout the rest of the month. You will see the team from Edrington and the New York-based team posting relentlessly through the end of the month. Let's get all of this $25,000. Please. It's got to go to great people anyway. It's something that our company does. The bank account has to meet zero at the end of the year. Let's go and push it, and let's have that bank account go right towards myFace. And Karen, Stephanie, anything else that you have for us? I know that I said that you'd be able to ask Zach and I any questions that you may have. Anything that
it's just incredible gratitude. I mean, this is how it works, and we're so grateful to you guys, to your team, to everybody at Edrington. This is just, it's so meaningful, and we cannot say thank you enough.
It is our pleasure.
Yeah,
it is absolutely our pleasure.
There's a lot about your company as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful.
Great team.
But again, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you everyone for commenting. Please like, please share, please donate what you can. If you can't donate, by all means, just share it on your wall. Get this message out there. Let as many people hear these stories as possible. Anything is something. So we appreciate all of you. So again, like Zach said, every Wednesday and Friday for the duration of the month, you'll be seeing us. You'll see Dina and Mr. Mark Brumfield on next Wednesday. You will see Ashley and I on next Friday. And then we will have Mr. David DeFazio, followed by Mr. Chris Spalding. So we look forward to seeing you guys throughout the rest. And thank you guys very much for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you guys on again soon. Cheers,
Thank
guys.
you. We'll see you guys next week.
Thanks, everybody.